Hello everyone, welcome to another 21 Pilots video. I promise I'm working on the sequel to the explaining video. Please don't yell at me. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining, in my opinion, why Clancy is their best album to date. I know, it's only been 4 months since the album's full release, but this image has been me since since May. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. So why exactly do I think Clancy's the best album? Let's start with the opening track is a very vital and important piece in every album, but this album especially is the case, with 21 Pilots and all. For example, you have Trench's Jumpsuit, which is most fans considered as their best opener. You also have the banger known as Heavy Dirty Soul, which to another section of the fan base is their best opener. It's a quite divided segment between a lot of the clique of which opener is their best. For Clancy's case, Overcompensate is the opening track. This song, in my opinion, is their best opening track. As I'm writing the script for this video, it's actually playing in my headphones, which is probably where I'm getting the current bias from. Getting back to the point, this song opens with a heavy instrumental and a voices speaking in different languages, which for 21 Pilots song is already kind of out of the ordinary if you look at all the other pieces of work they've done. These voices are speaking in what I believe is French, and they say the following phrases: "This weird small island made me a weapon, and used to change the course of this war." These are recognizable to all the big fans of 21 Pilots as pieces of the lore, of which, if you didn't know, there are many videos on this platform that explain the lore of their music much better than I could. A good chunk of 21 Pilots opening tracks begin with tidbits of lore sprinkled into them, at least for the past 3 albums or so. Heavy Dirty Soul is one of the biggest offenders of this, having the whole music video lore-centered. This creates an atmosphere that both the casual fans and lore nerds can enjoy, not making the voices stick too much out of their way, and it doesn't feel overbearing, but in a way it kind of welds with the song, if that makes sense. This can be pretty hard to achieve if you're trying to create a song for 2 different audiences, or 2 different people looking for 2 different things, or trying to find certain parts of a song that might be different. And 21 Pilots executes this perfectly. They now entering the kickstart of the song. Josh Dunn kicks heavy on the drums, letting you know he's here and ready to stand out. The words "Welcome Back to Trench" are repeated a few times after the drums kick in, signaling that this album is both going to be similar in its ways to Trench while also becoming its own thing by being different. Yet again, another piece of the song that both can accommodate to the lore nerds and casual fans. Lore nerds will instantly have their ears perked up at this phrase, knowing exactly what's coming. After the Trench callback, yet another one follows right after, with lyrics from Bandito being said by Tyler. "I created this world to feel some control. Destroy it if I want. So I sing Salo Folina, Salo Folina." Bigger fans of the band will get this reference, and the hype for the song that is being built up is already immense. This song so far has done a good job in catering to both the casual listeners and the lore nerds. It's been able to have lore drops and references to other songs without them feeling like they're just jutting out and making the song feel jagged or catered to a specific audience. Well, I'd love to pick apart every single song in that much detail, but I'd rather not have this video be 3 hours long. If you want that, go and check out Dema's channel. They're a content creator that I watch on the regular, and they know far more about 21 Pilots than I do. If I'm not mistaken, by the time I'm finished with this video, they should have already gone through every single Clancy song in immense and crazy detail. I will have their channel linked down in the description. Most of you who come to this video probably have seen some of their works before, but it wouldn't hurt giving them a small shout out. Overcompensate continues with its intense drum beats and fun sounds that make the song feel unique. It has the sound to it that sounds like if Jumpsuit and Ode to Sleep met and merged together. Both very rock and alternative heavy, yet it manages to have the same upbeat vibes like Good Day or Ode to Sleep thrown into it. This is going to be a recurring theme throughout the album, which is one of the reasons I enjoyed it so much. They managed to take all of their previous styles and ways of making and creating music and melt them together into an album that sounds so cohesive, yet almost entirely different with every song. Overcompensate is just the first of 14 tracks, so let's get to the others before this thing gets too long. After Overcompensate, Next Semester follows with its almost punkish alt-rock sound, which was an unexpected yet welcome turn in my eyes. This song is the first album to have a deep-rooted meaning, and its meaning is one that can be flexible depending on the listener. Next Semester talks about, to me, is a panic attack that leads into an attempted suicide. Tyler sings about not being able to feel his legs, wanting to stand up straight. Most interestingly, graduating now. Next semester seems to be set during Tyler's high school years. He goes on about how he remembers the yellow lines on the road and how he wishes the headlights would take him home. Almost like a deer, Tyler is frozen, unable to move, wishing that the car would just hit him. This song is very deep-rooted and talks about how you can't change what you've done and to start fresh next semester. It's both a scenario and a message to those struggling through difficult or stressful times. This song is a well-crafted punk rock sound that resembles bands from the early 2000s or early 2010s. Josh is yet again, and as always, incredible on the drums, sounding like he gives it his all every single time. I just rambled about how good next semester is, and I fear I'm going a little too much into detail. So for the sake of time, let's try to simplify it a little bit. The song following next semester in order are Backslide, Midwest Indigo, and Routines in the Night. All three of these songs, yet again, hit on Tyler's specialty, hidden meanings and roots that go deeper than any of us fans can truly theorize or dig up. They continue with the well-crafted instrumental and sound and beats, making each song feel as if it was made for a different time period, yet still sounding cohesive like they all blend together. They managed to blend the styles of Blurryface and Trench and Backslide, the sounds of Vessel and R.I.B. and Midwest Indigo, and Routines in the Night sounds like it could have come right off of Blurryface entirely. They're all very good at making sounds that sound like things they've done in the past, yet somehow modernized and fitting with the album's current sound and theme. Each song also has a really fun meaning and hidden inside of it. Backslide is about mental health and how easy it can be to fall back into patterns of depression and anxiety. Midwest Indigo is a tribute to Tyler's home state of Ohio, and Routines in the Night is an anthem for those who lose sleep over their thoughts. After these three, Vignette, The Craving, Jenna's Version, and Lavish follow. These songs all sound super unique in their lyrics, sound, and melody. Vignette is very catchy song lyrically and has yet again more expertly crafted drumming from Josh. Let me just say that this album has some of the best of Josh's drumming to date. Not even joking, this might be my favorite performance of his since Blurryface. The Craving made every single member of the clique sob the second they heard it. You thought the single version was super sweet and nice? This one's even better, with Tyler bringing out the uke and making me emotional all over again. Lavish, on the other hand, is just pure jokes and memes, all the while, sounding like a legitimate 21 Pilots song. From the lyrics, proctologists, get your hands ready, to the music video, which I'll touch on a little bit more later, this song is somehow both a serious and a joke at the same time. It's very creative in all aspects and just continues this album's streak of bangers. Following Lavish, Navigating, Snapback, and Oldie Station are lined up. This 3-song stretch, in my opinion, is the best of the album. It has its weaker moments, but 2 of these songs are absolute gems that I'm so happy just got onto the album. Navigating is the heaviest song in all aspects, from its drums to its stellar sounding guitar, which Tyler uses in this song, a rare but welcome occurrence. The lyrics of this song to me are the catchiest of the album, if not their catchiest lyrics ever. They took everything they learned from the jumpsuit and levitating and cranked it up to an 11 with this song. Absolute beauty, and it deserves 2024 Song of the Year. If you couldn't tell, Navigating's my favorite song on the album. Following Navigating is Snapback, of which, to a lot of people, including myself, is the weakest song on the albums. By no means is this a bad song, it's just weaker in its sound and lyrics than the other tracks before it. It has a great message, that of which is similar to Backslide. I'm not discrediting the song in any way, because it does have its good moments and the music video is simple yet clever. The last song of this stretch is Oldie Station, and my oh my, does this song not deserve the hate. No matter what you do, Slow Town won't come back. Despite all the drama that surrounded this song on tour as of late, to me this is the best emotionally driven song of the entire album. Tyler talks about us, the clique, as if we're his friends, telling us how he's doing, because by his words, we deserve to know how I'm feeling. This song is so sweet in its lyrics and melody, I still have a hard time believing that people don't like the uke songs. This song is a song I know I will be listening to when I'm old and gray, barely clinging on to my sanity. I love the message of this song and the personal level Tyler goes down to while making the song. After Oldie Station comes Risk of Feeling Dumb, and this is the most of people's favorite song on the album. I've seen nothing but praise for this song, and I can't agree with it being good. Although not the best song on the album, obviously, this song is both well-rounded in its sound while also being unique. It opens with a circus-like horn tune that Tyler sings the opening lyrics to. This song seems to convey both a sense of comfort and urgency at the same time. The message behind this song, yet again mental health based, speaking on the subject of making you and your friend's mental health status a thing that should be shared, not shunned away. You never know what someone is going through, and you never know how someone's feeling, so you should check up on them just in case. You never know what people are dealing with, and asking them can make all the difference. This song hits me on a personal level that I won't delve too much into at the moment. I had to make Paladin Straight its own part because of how deep I want to try to go into this song. Without further ado, now comes the big finale known as Paladin Straight. This song, wow, what the hell was happening inside Tyler's mind when he made this song? Because he went off. I love this song not for just the lore, but for its sound, its lyrics, and its meaning. This music video is also a damn movie, and I love that so much. This song is just like Overcompensate in its structure, giving something to the casual fan and also the lore nerds. We all knew what Paladin Straight was, and we all knew what this song would be very lore heavy. It's supposed to be the end of the Dema storyline, but of course, as you all know, that clearly isn't the case. This song is all in, and it doesn't stray from it. Tyler intentionally added an eerie minute of silence to the song itself to add to the atmosphere, and also making it their longest project since Isle of Flightless Birds. He just decided to go with it in every possible thing he could imagine. Basically just the uke for the entire song? Sure, why not? An entire movie dedicated to just this music video that doesn't do, well, or that does do the whole storyline justice? Yeah, let's do that too. Not to mention the delayed timing that it took for the Paladin Straight music video to release, which took like 3 weeks, mid-June, am I right? I remember being at summer camp and legitimately excusing myself to the bathroom to watch the premiere on my phone. That was a peak summertime moment right there. The lyrics themselves are a whole thing I could rant about. He dedicates to keep it simple and melodic, which I like and enjoy, and I love that about the closing track. It has parts of it that are very much similar to Truce in a way. Its simplistic melody and lyrics conveying an extremely powerful message. The only complaint with this song, and honestly this album in its entirety, is the fact that Paladin Straight's music video ended like it did. I know, that isn't actually an issue. I just like closers to be closers, despite him saying it wasn't the actual end. I'm mostly joking about all that, but it would have been nice to wrap it up like we thought he would have. The double album theory is still valid, I promise. If you've kept up with Clancy in any capacity, you know that Tyler and Josh lost their minds and decided to make a music video for every single song. I love them so much for it. It made the album feel so much more cohesive in its branding than it would have if only 3 or 4 songs got music videos. The fact that a good chunk of them have this homemade feel to them makes them even better. You don't seem to get that anymore with the major label artists, and I love how Tyler and Josh went out of their way to make them feel extra special and unique. From Overcompensate and Paladin Straight's movie level filming and creation to the homemade feel of Midwest Indigo and Oldie Station, it's a craft that not many artists seem to have a grasp on anymore. The fact that not a single music video had a drastic drop in quality unintentionally makes it even crazier that they pulled it off. The storyline videos like Navigating and again Paladin Straight have this epicness to them that I can only and again describe as movie-like. They really knew what they wanted to do when it came to these music videos, and they nailed it 100%. I have not a single issue with any of the videos for this album, and every single one of them makes me super happy. The Craving, the emotional roadshow that it is, having the music videos for both the single and the album version, is the cherry on top. The single version was less focused on his wife and more the fact that you can spend hours and hours working on a song or a project just to give it to the big guy, aka the studio or company that you work for, and they'll fire it out the barrel with not a second thought, and they'll just call it a miss because they barely gave it the time to appreciate the work itself rather than its ability to become a hit. The album version was more focused on Tyler's wife, and he wishes he could keep the craving for their relationship. I love that song despite not being in a relationship yet, and I do really love the passion in this song for not just being a husband, but wishing to be a craving for their relationship and a want to strengthen and have a strong bond with each other. That's how good they are at making music videos, do 2 different moods for one song. This album's marketing was very similar to previous albums, with the posters and billboards and the new logo and colors going up across the world. The same can be said for the advertising for the lore nerds due to the repetition of getting some Clancy letters coming up to and during the album's release. It felt extra special seeing the color red, of which we hadn't seen since the 2015 Blurryface era. The logo and colors, to my understanding, were a mix of Blurryface and Trench, signifying a different kind of era. an era of war, an era of change, an era of which there's more collision between the two sides than we've ever seen in the past. They of course delivered with this idea, Paladin Straight being the product of said promotion. The outfits that Tyler and Josh wore were spin on the outfits from Trench. Instead of yellow tape, they went with red tape this time. The red tape seemed to play a big part in this promotion as well, having along with the Clancy letters and billboards red pieces of tape over the eyes of people on the albums, minus self-titled of course. It was an interesting and fun having a look at these albums with the red tape on them and figure out what in the heck was going on, theorizing different ideas for what the tape could mean and what it meant for the era in its entirety and how that might affect the songs or style of the album. I will say that the red tape era, which is what me and my few close friends called it, was some of the most fun I'd had theorizing with the clique, and I hope that they do something similar to it again in the future. There's most definitely more that could have been said about the marketing and advertising for this album, but I feel like to most people that's the most boring aspect of making an album. Alright, so next let's talk about the tour and activities that have occurred with this album era. I have yet to go see any of the Clancy tour shows, and I'm not sure if I'll get the chance to this go around unless they do a fall 25 round of tours, and especially it would be easier if they did it in the US, but as of me writing this, they've nearly been to all the US and Canada locations, and they're going to start the Mexico and Europe section of the tour pretty soon if I remember correctly. Currently, from what I've seen, this tour has been the most interactive tour they've ever done, with the giant red circle on the floor, and the amount of lore stuff that I've heard occurred during the show is crazy. It's crazy to me that they've put in this much effort for some lore. It's kind of insane when you think about it, the amount of effort they've put into just simply making the tours and the venues and everything so much fun, and making it all this awesome experience that isn't just about music, it's like about a community. It's a united community that we can all get together and be a community that loves music, loves 21 Pilots, loves stories, is there for whatever reasons we might be there for, and it's awesome to see them put this much effort into such things and make them such a cool experience. Well, here comes the not so fun part. I get to talk about the only negative part of the whole video, which is mostly tour related stuff. So Tyler, why in the hell did you decide to do the FPE exhibit for as much as you did? I don't know if this was because of the label or something that was out of your control, but it's absolutely insane that you charged $150 for a sub 15-minute walk with a few cool things to look at. It doesn't make any sense. I get it if the label was making you upcharge for that much, but the fact that there was a free one for the Ohio show and then $150 for everyone else is absolutely mind-numbing. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here, and I'm trying to not be too mad at you, because this is not, it's not, I hope it's not your fault. I'm praying that it was the label or the venue that made you do that, and it really doesn't make any sense, but if it was the labels, then frick the labels, man, seriously. My only other real issue with the album is more of a message to the community instead of an issue with the actual album, and it's the fact that during one or more, I'm not sure, of the shows, Tyler and Josh, when they try to play Oldie Station, they've been getting booed. They're mad. Well, the fans are mad because Oldie Station was on the set list due to unfinished preparation. And so they had Slowtown on there as filler. People want to hear Slowtown more than Oldie Station. Why? Is it because you guys are mad that it's not on there because it's an old song and they don't play it as much anymore? If so, just wait. It's called the Clancy Tour for a reason. If you're that mad about a song that's not on the Clancy album being played on the tour, it's the album that's being toured. You should just leave the venue at that point if you're that upset over it. Tyler wrote that song for us, and like he said at the wash party, I want you guys to know how I'm doing. I referenced this quote earlier. He said that, trying to lower himself down to the level of us, just a bunch of people he doesn't know that follow him around the world because he makes noises with objects and can sing. It's crazy that y'all are this upset over something that doesn't really matter that much. It's honestly disgraceful that people are willing to go as far as booing him for it. Now he's going to start hating the song and never play it again because of it. Thanks a lot. I really wanted to hear that song outside of the Clancy tour. Okay, so I just spent a solid 20 minutes rambling about Clancy to prove that it's their best album. Remember, all of this is my opinion, so if you disagree, cool. I like Regional at best too. I just think this album is the most cohesive and well put together out of anything that they've ever done. Although none of these songs are my number one favorite song, like individually on a tier list or anything, I still like them all in their own right, and I do hope to go see them live on this tour. Maybe in London if I'm lucky. If I do end up going to London, I'll be sure to vlog my experience. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed watching me go way into depth into Clancy. If you liked this video, feel free to comment your thoughts and opinions, and if you're feeling it, leaving a like would be awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye.